All right, Bear. I took off my Oregon hockey sweater, so I'm
Why?
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna calm down the barbs here and the rhetoric, and we're gonna talk about my fade of the week. And I couldn't resist, Bear. One more time this season, we're fading the UCLA Bruins.
We need
Right?
him to win though, Jeff. We need
You
him to
do,
win.
I don't. I hit my win total last week.
Yeah.
Um,
So you see again, there we go. Continuing the whole we're a team. Yeah,
we
no,
are a
I
team.
need
No,
UCLA to win and land
well,
on 5 because when that win total dropped all the way to 4
yeah.
after the Big Ten championship game, we coupled a little over 4 with a little under 5.5.
Well, Bear, guess what? UCLA can win between 1 and 7 points, even 8
Perfect.
points, and I'm
Perfect.
fine with that. I'll take a push
Perfect.
over a loss, obviously. Here's my line of reasoning in this one, Bear. I think this will hold true for some games this weekend, where you have a rivalry game the week before UCLA USC played, and the loser of that rivalry game has nothing to play for this week. So UCLA lost last weekend, sort of an ugly game, 19-13. It wasn't a great game. Lost to Washington the week before on the road. And now they host a Fresno State team with nothing to play for. You says 4-7, Bear. They're playing for your win total, but they're not playing for a bowl anymore. So the older players are looking to the NFL. Players are eyeing the transfer portal already. And when you are a smaller school, and I'll classify that by Fresno State, San Jose State, and you're
Group of 5.
playing a big brother in California, a UCLA, USC, a Cal, Stanford. These players on Fresno, San Jose State, this is a huge weekend for them, right? Because most of the time they were not recruited by UCLA and USC. They want to go. They want to go there. They weren't recruited, so they're going to take this game very, very seriously. And it just beat Colorado State upset last weekend. They're going to go in the Rose Bowl and try to beat UCLA. I think they're going to do it too, by the way. So I like Fresno State +8 here. They're also very
Well, actually, that's a great
identical.
way for me to play it, Jeff. I mean, I could play money line, or I should probably just play your bet.
You can
I'm
play my
gonna
bet. You
something.
can
Yeah.
middle too. You can have a middle there. They're also basically identical in a lot of statistical categories. Obviously, UCLA plays a Big Ten schedule, and Fresno State does not. But I like Fresno State here plus the 8 points. This was 9.5, by the way, on Monday. It's at 8 now, so it's a play that's getting hit by some important people.
It is, and you're right. That was one of the classic, like remember Pat Hill, like any place,
Oh
anytime,
yeah,
where paint the valley red type of deal. That was all about Pat Hill building
yeah.
his team, his program. So yeah, I can get behind that. We were talking just before in the gambling group chat about Kansas and KU potentially being the best team in the Big 12 now, and how they led in most of those games.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead me to my best bet presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. And I am going to hop off of the Kansas train this week.
Oh,
Kansas train, the Grim Reaper Express give us a lot of money the last couple of weeks. However, I am going to take my winnings. I am going to hop off, and I am going to back Baylor, getting a 1.5 against KU. Baylor is really turned their season around. I think you look at Kansas's last month, the gutting loss against rival K-State, and then you rip off those 3 wins in a row as a dog. You're 2-6. You win 3 in a row. Iowa State, BYU, Colorado. Now you're a win away from bowl eligibility. I just wonder how much that month is taken out of
yeah.
it. Maybe they are motivated inside that locker room to get to 6 wins, to get to a bowl game, and kind of make something of this season. However, I think Baylor, the way the Bears have been playing, I know it's not typically the best Dave Aranda defense that they've ever had, but with Sawyer Robertson at quarterback, they've been much better offensively. And I trust Aranda to be able to figure out his scheme defensively to shut down Devin Neal, or at least slow him down. So I'm going to take Baylor plus the 1.5 here against the Jayhawks.
I kind of like jump off this train on this week, right, Bear? Because you look at what Kansas has done. They've beaten 3 straight ranked teams as an unranked team. Never been done before.
Right.
And this is a perfect time to sort of jump off this wagon here. Baylor's played good football. I think people kind of forgot them after they lost to Colorado in that heartbreaking fashion. They played good ball since then, Bear. So I'm with you on this one here. My DraftKings Sportsbook best bet for this weekend. James Franklin at Penn State, minus 25 over Maryland. We love James Franklin in these spots, right, Bear? All he does is cover these games. This is actually like, I think outside of the sample size, right, where it's like between 7 and 24 points. He always covers these games. But I could have done this as my fade of the week. Bear, I'm gonna ask you a question. Maryland has played. has played 8 conference games this season.
Mm-hmm.
How many have they won, Bear? Would you guess? Eight conference games.
I believe they. I know they beat USC, and I know that's the last game that they won. Was the
That's
USC?
It. That's it. One.
That's
one.
It?
One conference game. They lost to Michigan State. They lost to Indiana, Northwestern by 27 points. Minnesota by 2.5 scores.
They were a big favorite against Michigan State too. We had the Spartans up there, I remember.
Minnesota, Oregon by 2 scores, Rutgers by 2 scores, Iowa by 2 scores. They're 4-7.
And their quarterback might be out too.
And he got benched, was out last weekend. Morris was in, did not look good against Iowa. This is a James Franklin classic, isn't it, Bear? It's a James Franklin classic, 42-7. Just a drubbing of their opponent here. Penn State's playing for a home playoff game, right? Like they know they are. Oh. And by the way, they're also playing for outside chance to be in the Big Ten Championship game, but they'll know the result by kickoff though. So I like Penn State here to run this one up, as they always do in these games. Maryland's dead too. 35-0. I mean, it could be as simple as that. Maryland might not score in this game.
And especially against Maryland, you go back the last 8 games against Penn State. Penn State has won and covered 7 of them, and those 7 wins have come by an average of 37 points a game, and every single one of them has been by at least 17. So yeah, there are a few teams out there that James Franklin enjoys beating up as much as the state there just to the south in Maryland. A lot of recruiting ties there, a lot of remember to the day where he was going to potentially be a coach in waiting at Maryland, and then ultimately never happened. So yeah, I can see this one getting out of hand in a hurry. We got out of hand a little bit in the gambling group chat, but all in good fun.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.